Hi there, my name is Steve Porcaro, and I was a Bob Moog fan long before we met, via Switched on Bach, being a huge Keith Emerson fan, and a studio synthesis named Paul Beaver my father knew. Sure, there was the Lucky Man solo off of ELP's first album, but that very first synthesizer entrance on ELP's Tarkus, the second ELP album, that Tarkus Moog sound, on top of Keith's heroic chord changes, was life-changing for me. My very first synth was a Minimoog, and it served me well in the studio as well as live. It just had this ballsy musicality that stood the test of time like no other synthesizers have. The nerds that analyzed the sound soon after that time, analyzing waveforms on scopes, seeing the flaws, completely missed the point. If you listened as opposed to looked at the sound, there were no flaws, just a distinctive sound that I think most of us took for granted at the time. Sure, new synths were seductive with all kinds of cool features, but for me and a lot of us, there would always be a point when you'd ask, how do I get it to just sound like my Moog? I wound up seeing Bob on a regular basis at NAMM shows where he was always incredibly approachable, incredibly gracious, obviously loved musicians and loved the hang and talking all things synths and what the future might hold. Big Briar was going to build David Page and I a custom controllers, so there was some back and forth between us for quite a while, and it was just so great and such an honor to talk synths and what was possible with a guy like Bob. His legacy definitely lives on, not only because of the timeless music that's been made on his instruments, but because of the music that continues to be made on his instruments, as well as Dr. Bob's Sound School and, of course, the Bob Moog Foundation. Bob is definitely missed by all of us in the synth world, not just because of the instruments he made, but because of the mensch he truly was. Thanks for letting me share.